Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickles-Schmidt Sports Complex.
Well, there's a weed in our area that I've been getting lots and lots of phone calls about in the last few years, and that's a weed called little barley. This is actually a grassy weed that comes up actually in the fall. It has a life cycle, I always tell people, similar to winter wheat. So the seed germinates in the fall, it grows in the fall. You don't really notice it because it's a really tiny little grassy weed, but then over winter it continues to be there, and then in the springtime continues to grow, and then about this time of year you'll start seeing these little seed heads. And this is why it's called little barley, because the seed heads look like barley. Or in some cases you might even compare it to wheat. It looks like a little wheat head. This is a weed that a lot of people don't pay attention to, like I said, until it gets this little seed head. And then when I really start getting phone calls is when we get into those hotter temperatures, and this weed will actually, like wheat, start to turn brown and get towards the end of its life. And so that's when I get the calls, because a lot of times that's when people notice these little brown spots of grass throughout their yard. Now, like I mentioned, this comes up in the fall, so trying to treat for it at this time of year is really a waste of time, a waste of chemical, because it is towards the end of its life cycle. If you're wanting to prevent this weed from coming up in the future, especially if you have a buffalo grass lawn or maybe Bermuda grass, there are some products, pre-emergents, that you could put down in the fall. The active chemical is oryzalin, or oryzalin as some people call it, and that is found in a couple different products, but one that I know you can find locally is called Weed Impede by Monterey. But this is a product that you'd actually put down about mid to late September. It's a pre-emergent, so it does need to be watered in slightly to activate it, and then hopefully it'll prevent these little barley seeds from germinating and coming up in the first place. Now, if you miss that application in the fall, you don't get your pre-emergent down, or maybe you can't water the pre-emergent in to get it activated, then if you have buffalo grass, you can have another option of spraying this weed with Roundup when your buffalo grass is completely dormant, or any other green weed for that matter. So if your buffalo grass is completely dormant and it's the end of November, early December, or even late February, very early March, make sure that grass is completely dormant. You can go out with glyphosate, commonly sold as Roundup, but there's many other products on the market, and you can spray the entire area and not hurt the buffalo grass, but kill off any of these little tiny green weeds that are growing. So, like I said, I've been getting lots of phone calls about little barley. It seems to like the drought. If you like to hand pull your weeds, that's the one nice thing about this. It does have a very shallow root system, so it's pretty easy to pull. But as you can see, in an area like this, you can have hundreds of little tiny little barley plants to pull. So it does make a pretty big chore if you like to hand pull. If you have questions about weed control in general, please contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension, Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickles-Schmidt Sports Complex.